We're in the heart of Charlotte County, Florida, and behind us is one of the most notorious places in Southwest Florida to see on the ground what's going on with immigration arrests in this county. Here on our way to Charlotte County, andan parando toda la gente trabajando. Sí, mucho cuidado. Mira, this zip code that we are in right now had the 6th highest number of foreclosures of anywhere in the United States. The cost of homeowners insurance out here is another issue. What's up, everybody? This is Jose from Southern Life. On today's video, we're going to be going to Charlotte County, Florida to see on the ground what's going on with immigration arrests in this county. Now, Charlotte County, Florida has arrested people almost on a daily basis for immigration ICE detention holds. Now, we're here at this gas station in Sarasota County, and if you look behind me, just about everything here is work trucks and work equipment. So right now we are on the southern tip of Sarasota County, but the area south of here in Charlotte has been getting hit back to back by hurricanes. Undocumented workers that are doing hurricane cleanup. So today we're going to explore the situation in this truck right here. Now, not only has this area had a lot of hurricane damage, but it has also had a lot of growth. So the need for workers here is, this just gives you an idea getting off at this exit here on our way to Charlotte County, that just about all the work equipment here is hurricane related. All you gotta do is just look around, and every other car is work equipment. Landscaping trucks. ¿Cómo está, primo? ¿Van a trabajar, primo? Ten cuidado que andan parando toda la gente trabajando. Sí, mucho cuidado. Mira. Alright guys, so I just talked to the people in that work van right there, and they are in fact traveling to this area to work. So even at this gas station right here, it isn't hard to find people that are literally just on their way to work right now in this area we're heading to. The reason there's a lot of work here, 2 reasons, like I said, hurricane cleanup, and 2, one of the fastest growing areas in the country. So just by being at this gas station, you can see the amount of work trucks that are coming in. Literally everything here is being built. Roads, communities, and there's hurricane cleanup. So this area, the amount of work that needs to get done around here is insane. The area here in Charlotte County has a lot of elderly people. So the same scenario at this gas station, lots of people in work trucks. You can see this guy right here. He's got a work truck right there, beautiful truck. Pasa, muchacho. So guys are just heading to work, getting everything ready. This guy right here, work truck. Yeah, but. All right guys, we are officially in Charlotte County, Florida. From earlier. So when you pull up the other sections here, you'll see that just about everywhere you look is work equipment. This is Placida Road. This road has had more immigration arrests than anywhere else in Southwest Florida, because a lot of people are coming in and out of the islands through this road, and this is where a lot of the immigration arrests have been made. This used to be an affordable mobile home park that got completely annihilated by the hurricane. Nothing is left of this mobile home park. This zip code that we are in right now had the 6th highest number of foreclosures of anywhere in the United States, and it's almost clear to see why. You can see there's a house right there behind me, but all this area is nothing but empty fields, yet they're building a house right here that is not finished. That truck was right there in that property. As soon as we pulled up, that truck left. So I don't know if they were doing something they weren't supposed to, but as soon as we pulled up, they left. So this area's had a lot of problem with people coming out here to dump garbage. In fact, there was recently an arrest out here from someone who came out here just to dump garbage. Something dead around here. This is Placido, Florida, and last year this zip code had the 6th highest number of foreclosures of anywhere in the United States. And it's not hard to see why. You come out here and it's just empty fields, and every once in a while there's a house. Must be a dead animal around here somewhere because the birds are circling this little area. Yeah, they left us soon. They're probably undocumented, so they got scared. That's crazy. I mean, literally, like, as soon as we pulled up, they left. So people come back here to do dumping, do donuts on the road. These signs are literally everywhere. It says no trespassing, no shooting, no dumping. However, I do not believe that these signs hold any legal power. It says residential area. According to the Charlotte County property appraiser, these are public roads, so these signs do not hold any legal power. All land, lakes, canals are private property violators. I was trying to explain how these signs don't really hold any legal power, but because we were in an open field with literally no trees around and the wind was blowing heavily, you practically couldn't hear me. So obviously people come back here for shooting, fishing, and to dump garbage because of the isolation of this place. And again, there is an HOA here. Like, you can see the tractor mowing the lawn. There is an HOA out here. They do have authority over the land, but it's questionable how far they're overstretching it or claiming. Now, it's understandable that this place here has so many foreclosures. I mean, the notion of buying a house in a place this desolate is absolutely wild. I mean, for one, if you left your house empty, it would be the easiest thing on earth to scope it out for a robbery. But look at how isolated this place is. I mean, is it a surprise that this place leads the country in foreclosures? This out here really is the Wild West of Florida. You can buy a decent sized lot out here, something like a quarter acre, between $11,000 to $15,000. But then again, it's an empty field in Hurricane Alley. This area gets hit by more hurricanes than anywhere in Florida. So the notion of buying a house in an empty field like this, I mean, just imagine 150 mile per hour winds flying through here. It's wide open. Any house that you put out here, the hurricane's gonna make a direct impact on the house. Usually you have a tree line to protect the houses, but let's say you were to buy a house out here and you just buy one of these empty lots out here and put a house. Well, when a hurricane comes through here, and they come through here every 3 to 4 years, or sometimes even more often than that, 150 mile per hour winds flush through here. There's no tree line to protect your home. Your home is left completely up to the elements, and that is why when there's hurricanes here, it absolutely destroys houses. And that's why, for the most part, so many people have gone into foreclosure. The cost of homeowners insurance out here is another issue. Some people in Southwest Florida are paying more for insurance than they are for their mortgage. Well, everywhere you look here, you can see bullet casings where they sit here and just fire rounds. It's like the ground is just littered with bullets. When you look at the vegetation here, it wouldn't be hard for a wildfire to get out of control in these places. You can tell that somebody at some point did some public dumping here. There's no trespassing, no fishing on all lakes, canals, and properties. Despite being practically county property, it is an area where the homeowners have decided that they own everything and they don't want people coming out here even to fish, building more houses, even though people are going into foreclosures for the ones they've already bought. So this guy's got some heavy equipment right here. So here's what's crazy about this situation. New houses going into an area where people are going into foreclosure because it hasn't worked out for them. And there's no question who's building these houses. You know, overwhelmingly, the vast majority of the workers here are going to be undocumented. Friday afternoon, so there should be people working, but it seems like every construction site we've seen is paralyzed. There's nobody working at any of these construction sites. All these construction sites are paralyzed. In fact, you can just see the curvature on the road here. It is one gigantic circle. That's what this community is. Thus the name Rotonda. But why is it like that? I'll show you guys what it's about here soon. So here's one of the few construction sites I've seen today that actually has workers on it. See, there's a truck and there's a few guys working. Alright guys, so you can't really tell, but we are in the heart of the Rotonda circle right now, and somewhere in that direction over there is the center of the circle. So the grid pattern of this neighborhood is laid out exactly like the bullseye. It's the bullseye. So if you were flying an airplane over this area, you would notice that this area, well, from the sky, can literally be seen forever. So this here was the center of the bullseye where people would drop their loads off in small aircrafts. And the reason this neighborhood is shaped like, well, a giant target is because it really was a target. So over here you can see there's a water tower, and this water tower happens to be in the center of the bullseye. So we can imagine if we're here in the 70s and 80s, this would have been nothing. None of this existed, only the roads, and the roads made a giant bullseye. I mean, to be honest, even today, there's only one person other than us in this park that I've seen so far. So it's fairly isolated to this day. Now, right there is that round building, and that round building sits in the center of the bullseye. And of course, today we have GPS and other inventions. But back then, when none of that existed, that would have been the preferred method of smuggling. And if you've ever wondered why Rotonda West looks like a circle, it is because, well, Rotonda West was, yeah, it was the target. It was the bullseye. And somehow there's still people back here. I can't believe there's homeless camps back here. Is that what this is? You gotta be kidding me, bro. Are there really homeless camps back here in a park? That's wild. Dude, look, I'm not even trying to look for this stuff. I'm coming to show you guys the bullseye. We have a homeless camp here. Look, blankets. What the crap? There's really a homeless camp here? What the crap? Look, guys. It's like there's a homeless camp here. So where the center of the bullseye used to be is right there. That's the center of the bullseye. There's a water tank or something in there. It's just crazy to think that here we are at a park, right? We're at a park. I mean, you're supposed to let your kids run around through here, right? Imagine you let your kids run through here. You know, it's just having fun, and they come back here. Next thing you know, they're holding on to a needle, or, you know, they're playing with a needle or a syringe or something, right? In fact, I'm going to guess that this trail here will probably lead to even more homeless camps. We're in the heart of Charlotte County, Florida, and behind us is one of the most notorious places in Southwest Florida. And the story behind this crazy place is a story that not everybody knows. Now, it isn't even summer yet, and it's really hot out here. It's extraordinarily hot. I shaved this morning, so my skin's burning. Now, I can probably guess that if we were just to keep walking, we're going to run into a bunch of homeless camps here. It's almost guaranteed. So today there are yard sales in the community. There are about 150 yard sales. Isn't that crazy? 150 yard sales in this community today. I guess I picked the right day to come out here, and I've gone to like 5 or 6 of them, and I haven't seen anything that I would actually buy. I'm gonna go ahead and turn around. I can see some workers over there, and if there's workers, there's not gonna be homeless camps where the workers can see them. So today, of course, this method of smuggling is no longer effective, but there are still some pretty good and effective ways to smuggle today that are very low risk. Today what they do is they have this thing called a parasite. You may have heard all the stories about the square groupers, you know, that they find down in the Florida Keys. Now, the airplane method still exists today. People still use airplanes to drop off over the water and then have a boat pick it up. This method is a thing called a parasite. So you have your boat, you go to Cancun or wherever you are in, you know, Latin America, and you come to Miami or Fort Myers or here through the water. Now, the way the parasite works, it's something that sticks to the bottom of your boat. And if for some reason or another you decide that things are getting too hot, you can detach the parasite and it sinks to the bottom. Now, the parasite will usually have a tracker in it of some sort to where if they lose the load, they can come back and get it again later. Law enforcement knows it exists, but the chances of you getting caught with a parasite are so small. Now, I've seen a few iguanas. There's actually one right there. Let's see if we can, oh, there it is right there. Look at it. Right there, this little iguana. So, you know, all this talk about the border, everything's coming from the border. A lot of the things that come into Florida have came in through Florida. Directly to Florida, baby. Would you believe there's actually homeless camps back there?
I've seen a few people that look like they're going in a shower.
Yeah, like you seen the guy was sitting on the bench when I pulled up? Well, we're here today. Here's one right here. There's a lot of yard sales in the community today, so I'm gonna go up and check out some of these yard sales. Really nice people. They're Ukrainian. I learned how to say hello in Ukrainian. Privet.
Privet.
It's hello in Ukrainian. Privet. Nice. I meet so many. I love Ukrainian people. They're great people. They're so warm and kind. He's a good salesman too. He's trying to sell me some rugs. I'm like, I live in a tiny apartment, brother.
There's wonderful people in all nationalities.
Everywhere you go, all people are beautiful.
Yeah.
You know.
But people like to make people seem
it's just
bad.
Horrible, you know.
They're not. They're good people. There's good people in every nationality.
I got great friends from Russia. We got friends from Russia, Ukraine. Parking like on the grass where they are. All right, so with the community yard sale here, we got to meet a lot of people in the community. A lot of people from Ukraine, Puerto Rico, Michigan, Ohio. So it's been a pretty nice little round of people meeting here. A lot of workers coming in here. Okay. A lot of the infrastructure in this county got destroyed with the older infrastructure with the hurricane. Now, Rotonda West is basically mostly built up. There's a few empty lots here and there. I practically almost got kicked out of that yard. So they're all wearing like Michigan stuff, right? So I was like, do you guys have any Michigan stuff or so? They're like, yeah. I was like, okay, because I'm having a bonfire later. They were not happy. I'm like, my wife's from Michigan, so you can understand where the hate comes from. They didn't like the Michigan jokes. I was like, you know, my wife's from Michigan, so I mean, you can understand where the hate comes from. They don't seem to have anything good. Yeah, hello. Really nice people out here, though.
Yeah.
I can understand them not liking my Michigan joke.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys got any Michigan stuff for sale? Imagine you have a yard sale and somebody comes and disrespects you at your own yard sale. Dude, that's brutal. I'm not right in the head. Can you imagine going to somebody's yard sale and disrespecting them at their own yard sale? That is horrendous, bro. Yeah. And there are a lot of construction sites here in Rotonda, but a lot of them seem like they're paralyzed. Like they're not really going anywhere. most of the landscaping guys I've seen out here today have been Mexicans, very hardworking people. I'm pretty sure in Florida, most Mexicans are illegal. I have to look it up. You can look it up by percentage, by nationality. Oh, it's hot. 85 degrees and windy, winds out of the south. Can you imagine in this heat? Look at this guy right here. They're like carrying like blueberries or stuff. Can you imagine this heat? Can you imagine in this heat?
And I've seen people working in the summer.
Dude, that's wild. I used to have to do it when I was younger.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I got a freaking life.
Hard for us.
When I was younger, dude, I did all that. Wheelbarrows, digging holes, planting trees. Now, it is getting hot outside. And it's like a dry heat. We don't usually get a dry heat here in Florida. Usually we get like a humidity heat. This is a dry heat. This will burn your skin right off. But like, let's be honest, like probably like at least half of the workers in this neighborhood are probably undocumented. I mean, that just is a big house. Look at the size of the house. That is giant. How many garages is it gonna have? 1, 2, 3, a 4-car garage. All right, guys. So you can see here we got some guys, about 4 or 5 of them. They're working for the county. Actually, they're clearly undocumented. Maybe Guatemalans, and a lot of them are wearing their face mask. You know, what I find crazy about this whole immigration thing right now in the United States is that even the county and the city, even they hire undocumented people. In fact, in Manatee County where we live, the sheriff's office hires undocumented people to mow their lawn. That's kind of so. You know what I find like interesting is like even when we live in Lakewood Ranch.
Turn left onto Rotonda Boulevard East.
I remember seeing that undocumented guys from Guatemala mow the lawn for the sheriff's office. When SB 1718 came through, that first month, the sheriff, like the actual police officers, they mowed their lawn for like the first. It might have been like the first month. For 1 month, they mowed their own lawn. But it wasn't more than that. They noticed us and left. I see these guys installing the sod here in the median. They're clearly Guatemalans. Most Guatemalans are not legal, so you know, it's so crazy to think that, you know, like when SB 1718 came to Florida, like for 1 month the sheriff mowed their lawn. Like they had police officers mowing the lawn for 1 month, and that was it. Then like the second month they were back to Guatemalans. Like it didn't work out. County, city, sheriff, police, all of those places use undocumented workers in Florida. You know, it's confusing that like a law enforcement agency would use undocumented workers on their own property, but then go and arrest undocumented people a few blocks away. All right, everybody, so we're gonna eat at a Turkish restaurant today here right outside of Rotonda West. It looks really good. We'll see. It's very highly rated and it's been recommended to us. So this is looks great.
Fries are incredible.
This is some fancy Wagyu meat. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not that impressed. To each their own, right? I'd rather have some good old street food or something. What's your thing?
It's like a beef kebab. It's really good.
Beef kebab. Is it like rare?
No, that's how the meat comes. It's fine.
Why is it red like that? Is it just not the temperature?
That's what meat is supposed to be.
Okay, so this is Ephesus restaurant here in, I think we're near Englewood, somewhere in Charlotte County. I recently had pastries like this at a place in Bradenton, and they were incredible. It was kind of like it had cheese inside, and I think it was these things right here. These things are so awesome. They have like cheese inside. I think it's like, is it pistachios on the outside, Katie?
Yeah.
Is the green thing on the outside pistachio?
Yeah, that's pistachio.
Those things are freaking awesome. Never had these pastries. They're incredible. I had something similar to this in Bradenton recently, and it was incredible. It has like cheese inside, like something like similar to like a Cuban guava pastry, but like softer. Amazing. So I definitely recommend this place. They've been really great and great stuff. You ready to roll, baby?
Yeah, I Wow.
You ready to go? Come on. Alright guys, there it is. Ephesus Mediterranean Grill. It was pretty good food. Alright guys, so from here moving forward, we're actually going to be in Lee County, Florida. It goes without saying that the overwhelming majority of the workers on this island are going to be undocumented. And there's a level of hypocrisy to this situation that on one end, these people that live right on the beach, pasa primo, para Telemundo no, si fuera para Telemundo mi cheque fuera más grande primo. Soy periodista independiente de YouTube, José Rodríguez. ¿A qué hora terminan hoy? A las 5:30 ya casi. Me siguen jalándole primo. So these guys are working here. Obviously he understands what I'm doing. But the hypocrisy that these islands, right? You know, these islands here along the coast, you know, especially like these houses that are right on the water. The people that own these houses right on the water, I'm going to say at least 80% are going to vote Republican simply for tax purposes. There's a huge level of hypocrisy to the fact that on this property here, for example, there's probably 7 or 8 undocumented workers on this property. Yet, these are the people that are telling you that we shouldn't have illegals, but there's 7 or 8 illegals on your backyard right now. But the hurricanes have done a number of damage to this property. So, I mean, like, this one is still getting worked on over here, and this one looks like it's still boarded up. So, from Bradenton Beach to here, all the way down to Naples, this entire coastline, the people that live right on the water are going to vote about roughly 90% Republican. Now, the state of Florida has a website where you can actually look up how people vote. But the problem is, or the issue here at hand, isn't how they vote. They can vote however they want to. But it's the hypocrisy of a place that, you know, the wealthy and the rich are the ones who vote like that for their benefit economically. But on the other hand, they're also taking advantage of illegal workers at a disproportionate level, more than anybody else. So the coast of Charlotte County, Florida is kind of really small. It's only like a limited area, and a lot of it is actually islands that are kind of private. I think there's a ferry that'll take you on some of the islands. I think part of Don Pedro Island is like where you can get on it through a ferry, so the average person doesn't really have time to do that. So for the most part, most of the coastline of Charlotte County is just kind of limited. So it would just be more practical, you know, showing you guys Charlotte County today, that we would come over here and show you guys Boca. Over there is their famous lighthouse. It's crazy to think that there's all these kids here and there's people smoking. How disrespectful. So as beautiful as Boca Grande is, you do have kind of stacked on top of each other so many different natural disasters that when you look at this destruction, there's no telling what's what. They've had to rebuild many times, but it really isn't a problem because this is old money stacked on top of even older money. But yeah, the people who live in these properties are not your average Joe. Now, I have no idea what a house directly on the water like here would cost you on this island, but I do know that a small cabin a few blocks in will run you into the $3 to $5 million range. So these properties here are into the multiple million of dollars. So we can assume that for the people living here, it really ain't a big deal. This is just a different level of money that for most of us is hard to comprehend. I mean, frankly, this doesn't even look like Florida. This looks like Cancun, Mexico or something. This is just a whole different level of coastal opulence here. It's on a whole different level. Now, parking here is kind of, it's not really very well defined. And we're here today because we're here today. But you could say this in Naples, Fort Myers, Port Charlotte, Sarasota, Bradenton, and all the way up to Pinellas County. This whole coastline is nothing but rich, wealthy Republicans who all of a sudden also happen to have 12 to 14 undocumented people on their properties every single day. The level of hypocrisy with immigration is just unbearable. All right, everybody. So we are in front of the Boca Lighthouse right here. We are going to stay here and enjoy the beach today. There's Katie right there. We're gonna hang out here for the day. I didn't really prepare very well for today's video. We don't have everything we need to be on the beach. I do have my beach chairs and stuff, but not everything. So it is what it is. We're just gonna make the best of what we got here.